Now at 5, it's time for our second Toy Box Tuesday telethon of the season. Get those phones and credit and debit cards ready to make a donation. Plus, we're going to hear from one of our Toy Box sponsors about how the campaign is helping local families in need. And some kids in Pittsburgh got a chance to ride the Watco Christmas train with Santa and his elves.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's Toy Box Tuesday. The phone bank is set up right now in our studio where Toy Box sponsors from Equity Bank and Pittsburgh Salvation Army are ready to take your calls. Let's get them busy. You just phone in a monetary pledge in any amount. 100% of that money will go toward the purchase of new toys for area children in need this Christmas. The number to call, 1-888-620-4TOY. You see it on the bottom of your screen. Call right now. We're going to tell you more about the Toy Box Project in a bit. First, a look at some of the day's news. The Joplin Christmas Parade will start in about an hour. This is a live look at the preparations. The theme for today's parade is Christmas in Candyland. It's going to run as usual north on Main Street from 15th Street to 2nd Street. We're going to check in with Doug Heddy for a look at the weather out there.
Well, it's definitely turned out to be kind of a nasty day. A lot of clouds, a lot of fog across the region, and that's going to be sticking around as we go through the evening hours. Plus, it's kind of chilly. Low 40s northern counties, and then you hit the upper 40s once you get through the metro, and then near 50 in our southern counties. But the clouds are going to stick around. Look at the fog. You can see it through northeastern Oklahoma and then southwestern parts of Missouri. It kind of breaks up a little bit once you get into our western counties. But the clouds are going to hold tight. The fog tonight, and even a little bit of drizzle from time to time. Nothing very substantial popping up on the radar. Here's our next little wave building down through parts of Texas. That's going to head toward us as we go through the next 24 hours. For us throughout the evening hours, we kind of hold steady, mainly into lower 40s. We're going to look at more rain rolling in tomorrow here in just a bit.
That's it then. All right, right now it's time to get out your phones, make that donation to our Toy Box campaign. Again, the number to call, 1-888-620-4TOY. Let's check in with Jalen Banks about how your donations help families in need.
All right, thank you, Dallin. One more time, that number is 1-888-620-4TOY. And Toy Box, as you all know, continues to positively impact children around the 4 states. And as you can see, the phone lines are starting to heat up. Let's get these phone lines rolling as well. Fortunately, I was able to catch up with one of the hundreds of families that will be benefiting from the Toy Box donations. In Ottawa and Delaware counties, our Toy Box partner is the Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. This year, they're celebrating their 70th year anniversary. And this year, more families than ever have signed up for Toys for Tots. In fact, 6,000 kids will be receiving toys, which is up from 2,000 a year ago.
So my heart grew like the Grinch's heart. My heart grew 10 times whenever I became coordinator. And every time I get to say yes, it grows a little more.
Tonight at 6, we will hear from the Myers family of Commerce, Oklahoma, and how their Christmas has been saved by the program. The Watco Christmas train stopped in Pittsburgh to board around 300 students for a train ride with Santa and his 2 elves. The goal is to get the kids familiar with trains while showing some Christmas spirit.
This is just to get the kids out and show them a little bit of community relation with the railroads.
The cookies.
The train ride was an hour long and the students were served with cookies. Joplin-based call center Alorica is partnering with Joplin Fire Department for the annual Christmas for Kids campaign. The employees donate toys and wrapping supplies to help local kids on Christmas. They have donated more than 2,000 gifts and $2,000 in cash to the charity.
Well, as I get older and now I have kids, and you always want them to have a special Christmas, and I always had a special Christmas, and I want those kids to have that same special feeling.
This is the 5th year Alorica has partnered with the Joplin area firefighters Christmas for Kids. Dow?
Jalen, we'll see you soon. After months of campaigning in the general election and now another month in the runoff election, the race to decide the final seat in the U.S. Senate is almost over. The Georgia Senate race between Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker has reached runoff election day. Much to the relief of a lot of voters, Democrats have already secured control of the Senate. But the outcome of this race will impact how much leverage each party has. Nearly 2 years after the January 6th riot, the U.S. Capitol Police Department and the Washington, D.C. Metro Police received the highest honor issued by the U.S. Congress, the Congressional Gold Medal. The ceremony happened on the Capitol Rotunda, breached by rioters 23 months ago. Law enforcement and congressional leaders honored the bravery of the officers in preserving our democracy. Still ahead, we're going to check out a toy box shopping trip with volunteers from Abernathy Roofing and Construction. And next in Health Watch, how a nationwide program is helping kids with mobility issues take part in activities they normally couldn't. In the meantime, our phone bank remains open right now. You can call and make your pledge to the Toy Box Project.
We just want to thank a few of our viewers that have already called in and donated. And as you can see, our lines are open, but some of our people, they're sitting here quiet. Please continue to call in and let's make it a great Christmas. And just a quick thank you to some of our donors. Donna Betzer of Joplin with the $25 donation and Andrea Bailey of Pittsburgh with the $50 donation. We thank you guys for all your support and help and continue to donate to Toy Box Tuesday. Remember, the number is 888-620-4TOY, or you can go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com and click the banner at the top of the screen. Back to Dow.
Thanks, Jalen. Topping today's Health Watch, a new study says ultra-processed foods, they can be linked with poor brain function. Researchers in Brazil followed more than 10,000 people for 8 years and found those who got about 20% or more of their daily calories from ultra-processed food had a 28% faster rate of cognitive decline. Cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, or certain birth defects. These are just some of the conditions that may cause limited mobility for kids. They can also create barriers, like isolating kids from some activities other kids their age take part in. Well, now a nationwide program is getting these kids moving and steering a path for their success. 2-year-old Theodore Sherrill is all about playtime.
Oh, you got it. He loves to play. He loves to do just what everybody else his age loves to do.
Which is not always easy, since Theodore has Down syndrome.
The kids with special needs are usually delayed in how they can move. We want to try to give them the ability to move either on time or at least earlier than they would if we kind of waited for their development to progress.
And that's the mission of Go Baby Go, a program designed to build adaptive toy cars to get kids with mobility impairments moving.
We believe that mobility is a human right. A lot of the kids with special needs don't have the ability to do the foot pedals or to do the steering. So we're able to adapt the cars so that they just have a button on them. And the kids, even with a very limited amount of mobility, the kids are able to push that button and make the car go.
This is the first time 3-year-old Hattie Ortiz, who has mild cerebral palsy, gets to ride in her car.
She's excited. I think it's one of those things that she's going to have control over something that, is usually hard for her.
The same is true for Theodore, who's not letting anything put the brakes on his fun.
He doesn't want to be left out just because of he's rocking an extra chromosome.
That day isn't about anything that their child cannot do. It's about everything their child can do.
Go Baby Go was founded at the University of Delaware, but there are several chapters all around the country. The chapter at the University of Central Florida has been around since 2015 and has given more than 160 cars to kids. Typically, when a child outgrows their car, they can bring it back. The car gets a tune-up before being given to another kid. A drug used to treat liver disease might be able to prevent COVID. Scientists in Cambridge found the drug is able to block the virus from entering the host cells. And since it targets the cells, not the virus, it should be able to protect against any future variants. The preliminary findings need to be confirmed in larger clinical trials. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, Facebook parent company Meta threatens to pull news content from its sites if a new bill is passed by Congress.
Plus more rain right back in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a cold day for us today. Cloudy, foggy, a little bit of drizzle here and there. Most of us stuck into the 40s throughout the day, and that's kind of where we are sitting out there right now, actually a little bit colder in our northern counties. 41 in Iola, Fort Scott 41. We are sitting 46 Miami, 48 Anderson, 52 in Bentonville, so a little bit warmer the farther south you travel. But look at this. Here's 7th. Here's range line, a little bit of drizzle. It's foggy out there, and that's what we're going to see through the evening hours. 44, pretty much calm winds. Of course, the humidity is up there at 96%. And the thickest fog really from Delaware County, Ottawa County, right through Newton, Jasper County, and then up into Bourbon County. Not quite as bad once you get out through southeastern Kansas, but we are going to see this throughout the evening. So again, be careful. Temperatures hold fairly steady. We drop back to about 41 and bouts of very light drizzle as we go through the overnight hours. Look at the clouds hanging tough across the entire viewing area. You can see the higher level clouds once you get to our south, but underneath them, not a whole bunch pulling up. In fact, the drizzle is so light, it's very hard to be really picked up on the radar. Here's our next little wave, all the way down through parts of Texas. This moisture will ride northeast and start to affect us once again by the time we get into late Wednesday. So just drizzle tonight, but look at these rain chances. They start shooting up 5 p.m., 8 p.m., 11 p.m. tomorrow night into Thursday morning. Very good chances for at least wider spread rain than what we have seen over the past system or two. All right, let's go through time. We're going to stop at midnight. Cloudy skies, fog, a little bit of drizzle. Clouds hang tough into the morning hours. Most of us near 40 to start. As we go through the morning hours, we'll stop at the noon hour, upper 40s to near 50. You can see a couple little showers starting to pop up in northeastern parts of Oklahoma. As we get into late afternoon, showers get going, mainly along and south of the I-44 corridor. Temperatures maybe a little bit warmer. Most of us kind of 53-ish to 55 for an afternoon high. Look at the rain increase tomorrow evening. So here's 9:30. Periods of moderate rain, light to moderate rain across the region. Pretty persistent through the overnight hours. So here's Thursday morning, 2 a.m. It looks like the heaviest rain out of here by 7 or 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, and then it's just periods of showers through the morning and even trying to pop up Thursday afternoon. So Thursday is definitely going to be a wet day. Then we get rid of this system and we get a little bit of a break before our next storm system rolls in just in time for the weekend. All right, day plan at 42 to start, 50 noon, high 55. We'll back to 53 by 5. Showers developing by evening. Rainfall amounts, we need the rain. Heaviest is going to be our southern counties. A lot of areas, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, maybe upwards to an inch. Northern counties, probably 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain with this next system, which, hey, we definitely need. 55 tomorrow, 62 on Thursday. Friday, cooler, not bad. Showers Saturday morning. Sunday looks great. Thunderstorms possible late Monday and into Tuesday, and then turning drastically colder for the second half of next week.
Drastically colder. That's not good.
That's what I like to see.
It's chilly enough right now.
It is.
Me. Thanks, Doug. Scientists say they're a step closer to unlocking the mysteries of the universe as construction begins on the world's largest radio telescope. The giant system, made up of nearly 200 dishes and more than 130,000 antennas, will be constructed across sprawling sites in South Africa and Australia. The mega telescope will let scientists look back in time over the history of our universe when the very first stars and galaxies started to shine. Coming up, we're going to check back in with our Toy Box Tuesday telethon. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Albert Oxford served in the U.S. Army from 1941 to 1945. The Joplin native was stationed in Italy and France, and we salute technician 5th grade Albert Oxford, a 4-state hero.
Welcome back. We're taking your calls right now for our Toy Box Tuesday telethon. Again, that number to donate is 888-620-4TOY. We got a caller right now. Continue to light up these phones. Your donations can stay in your local county. Any amount is appreciated, and we'll make sure the kids have a Merry Christmas. And we want to recognize some of our donations. And we actually have a challenge from David L. in Iola. He challenges all military veterans in Allen County to make a donation. And then also from Sherwin Sterling of Carl Junction, who made a $100 donation. We appreciate all you guys that continue to donate, and we thank all of you in advance. And after you make your donation, We take that money and we use it to buy toys to hand out to families in need closer to Christmas. Our friends at Abernathy Roofing joined us on one of our recent shopping trips. Photojournalist Ty Parks went along to check it all out.
This is something we look forward to every single year. It's our son's most favorite day of the year to come and shop, and it just feels amazing to be able to help in this Toy Box campaign every year.
I'm doing everything.
Christmas is our whole family's favorite time of the year. We love to give to our family, to our friends, to the community, and we try to live that throughout the year. But this time of year, there's just that something about Christmas time that everybody just loves to give, and we just get extra giving throughout this time of year. So we always want to make sure that each age group and gender is taken care of, and so we had the boys get the boys stuff, and then I took on the teen girls.
Yeah, this is weird. Stupid.
Thank you for supporting the KOAM Toy Box from Abernathy Roofing and Construction. Merry Christmas.
We want to give a big thank you to the folks over at Abernathy for all of their support, and we thank all of you at home. Remember, keep those donations coming. Those of us that are here manning the phones are waiting for you guys to call. All right, back to Dow.
Thanks, Jalen. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Facebook owner Meta is threatening to remove all news content from its sites if Congress passes a law to allow news organizations to negotiate with tech companies to distribute their stories. The bill would allow news groups to bargain collectively with tech companies to get a larger share of ad revenue in exchange for providing websites like Facebook access to their news content. A spokesperson from Meta says if Congress approves that legislation, the company would be forced to remove all news content from its platforms. Despite fears of a global recession, the airline industry is expected to turn a profit in 2023 for the first time in 4 years. A forecast by the International Air Transportation Association predicts airlines will earn a net profit of $4.7 billion. The organization says net losses for 2022 are expected to be $6.9 billion. That's less than it had previously forecast and significantly better than both 2021 and 2020. The last time the industry made money was 2019, before the pandemic, of course, pushed demand down. Take a quick look in your fridge before you pack your next lunch for school or work. Kraft Heinz Foods Company is recalling about 2,400 pounds of its ready-to-eat Oscar Mayer ham and cheese loaf. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the products might have fallen victim to cross-contamination with under-processed material. So far, there's no word of any illnesses related to the recall. Consumers are advised to take the loaf to the place of purchase for a refund, or, of course, if you want, you can just throw it out. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, an investigation into the alleged overprescription of controlled substances like Adderall in young adults. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to continue our Toy Box Tuesday telethon, giving you more time to make sure all kids in the area have a Merry Christmas. Plus, the story of a local family who's benefited from the Toy Box campaign. And we're going to check out a Toy Box shopping trip with some kids from Soaring Heights Elementary School in Joplin. A lot of fun. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Now we want Toy Box phone lines today. Every phone call we get will make a difference for a four-state child this Christmas. Again, our thanks. Let's check in with Doug Hetty. For those of you heading out to the Joplin Christmas Parade soon, you're going to want to bundle up.
Yeah, definitely bundle up. At least it's not windy, but you do have to deal with the fog out there and a little bit of drizzle. 55 tomorrow, showers picking up late, rain tomorrow night through at least the first half of the day on Thursday, and then finally maybe a little bit of sunshine by Friday.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6 to finish our Toy Box Tuesday telethon for the day. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.